Hello everyone, this is Crypto Maximalist. Welcome back to another video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and get involved if you like the content. So we're just taking a look at Chainlink here. As you can see, we've got a nice blank chart because we haven't looked at it in a good while, but I'm just going to mark out some of the obvious key levels here. You can see quite clearly, I mean, you could almost got that overextension to that previous high to that low. But you can see here there are a few key levels that we do need to highlight. Obviously there was a level in and around here which was a good support for a long time. Really, this chart is not that clean though. For the most part, a lot of these supports and resistances aren't that well respected. You would say, potentially this one here is quite well respected as well though. And it's pretty obvious, like with most cryptos, you've probably heard us say it 1,000 times by now, but we have, created ourselves a decent little range looking something like this potentially. Well, we've had a very, very big rollover in the markets in general. Link, absolutely no exception here. Taking a look from the high to that swing low there, down almost 90%. So obviously a massive capitulation. This level here around $52, $53, down to around that $5 level where we did get a decent little bounce off that low. Obviously just getting really overextended to the downside from what we can tell. Obviously you can see here, we've been stuck under our EMAs basically for the entirety of this move to the downside. We did see this capitulation here, followed by a bit of a renaissance and a rally. But obviously the market heading up in a bit of an ascending wedge kind of situation like this. And then since then it's lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Huge capitulation event for here for Chainlink, just rolling and rolling and rolling. We did get, a pickup off that level there. We come back up and we form a range. We'd say the range formed from here to here. You can see here the massive bullish divergence starting to form as well. We come down, we retest the low, everyone feeling super bearish, super, capitulation event worthy here. But you can see, obviously, this is the time when we formed the low for Bitcoin as well, around that 17th of June level. 17th of June date, sorry. And then obviously you can see the bullish divergences, price coming down, RSI coming up, losing momentum to the downside. And then you can see we'll come down here, test the bottom of the range again and again and again. We get a bit of a renaissance here for Bitcoin, which obviously drags Chainlink up to the upside as well. We get up above our EMAs. We test the top of the range again, but we do fall down. And then since then, Chainlink's been a bit of a weird one because it's really just been chopping up in the middle of the range, hasn't it? A lot of cryptos have been kind of been doing this, testing the top, testing the bottom, testing the top, and then they've just been testing the bottom recently and breaking to the upside. But Chainlink looking like super low volume, quite a disinterest in the crypto in general, in terms of technicals at the very least. You can see really it's just been chopping it up in this range, hasn't it? And until we see a break in either direction with any great volume or a plumb, really it's not really been doing much at all, has it? It's not really had a high correlation over the past few days to Bitcoin, where Bitcoin has essentially been breaking out of quite a lot of key levels of resistance. You'd say realistically, for Chainlink, you've got a fairly decent resistance looking something like this, which you could argue that we have been breaking out of recently, which would be, an interesting line of thinking, really. You could say you've got your resistance, 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 and then your resistance here again, and then looking like maybe a breakout, backtest, 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 and we'll see how things go. But, potentially if we get, Chainlink doing something like this, getting that true backtest and that move to the upside, you'd say if we're breaking out of a key level of resistance here, then the top of the range, as we've been saying for pretty much every crypto, is your target. Currently at around $7.25, heading up towards that $9 key level, up to the top of the range, the true range at around that $9.60 level. Obviously $10 being a big psychological level. This was where it really started to roll over, wasn't it? People were defending that $10 level here, but once we lost it, we actually halved in value to $5 in the space of a few days. So pretty clear that $10 level was a big psychological support that was broken. And now looking like potentially, we've been chopping it sideways for a long time here, basically, consolidating, not doing too much. And now really we're just waiting for that move up to the top of the range, aren't we? Just like most cryptocurrencies. And with Bitcoin heading up, fairly decently, we'd say that is probably, not too far off the cards for Chainlink as well. So if we do see ourselves getting back above our EMAs here with a good amount of volume, back testing, you will be heading up towards these key levels of resistance at the top of the range, in our opinion, at around that $9.5 level. So obviously that would be our target to the upside. If we roll over, we're going to be retesting probably back down here, we'd say at around that $6.30 level, maybe down to the bottom of the range at around $6. So not that much to say about Chainlink. It's in a very similar situation to most cryptos, but we'd say overall it's probably going to do well in the long term. Obviously the fundamentals for Chainlink are huge amount of integrations and partnerships. And you know, technically, it's just waiting for a break in either direction. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to check out the links in the description below to support the channel. Grab yourself some free money bonuses, and we'll see you in the next video.